Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Welcome to the law firm of Davis and Davis. We're not a real law firm.
Go ahead, grab a beer, a glass of wine, sit back and listen. Hey, Burke and I are here to welcome you back to part 2.
We are young, hearted to heart, we stand. No promises, no demands. Love is forever. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. Both of us knowing love is a battlefield. You're breaking me cold, then making me stay.
Little bit of
Pat Benatar.
Benatar.
I love that song. I think Promises in the Dark may be my favorite song from her.
Oh, I love this song. All right.
Got found a couple other weird ones in here. Brontophobia is the fear of thunder, which really must suck ass because if you see the lightning, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna suck a lot. Allophobia is a fear of flutes.
What?
God, it must suck if you have that and you're on the movie this one time at band camp. Oh, here's one. Thank God you don't have this one. Koumpouno. Pomponophobia is a fear of buttons.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah. And then
Wonder what
is it buttons on shirts? Is it buttons you press? Probably buttons you press. You never know if it's going to do what you think it's going to do or not. Well, I mean, you have that issue all the time. You press a button, it's wrong one. But
all the time.
And then nostophobia is a fear of returning home.
Oh,
Like, that's where you want to be. Or maybe that's why people never leave their house.
that could be. Because, oh, yeah, I could see that. Although, no, people that are afraid to leave their house, that's a different phobia.
Let's look that one up, shall we? Fear of leaving the house. They categorize that under agoraphobia, which is afraid of large leave environments they know and consider safe, going out in public. They may avoid leaving their home for days, months, or even years. Wow. Ugh. Yeah.
I found one.
Oh,
Chronophobia.
fear of time, fear of dying, fear of time.
Fear of watches.
You don't have that problem.
Fear of watches and timepieces.
Although, you know what? Back in the day, those clocks were loud as any. I mean, listen to the beginning of the Pink Floyd song, and it's all those alarms going off. I can kind of understand that because, like, all clocks back in the day made some sort of noise, and some of them were just really bad. You know. Okay, so this one here is spelled RAKOUN phobia, raccoon phobia. Guess what that's the fear of?
Raccoons.
Raccoons.
Which, all right, I was in Boy Scout camp. So I'm, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
I'm on staff. And I am rooming with the mother of my first child, Beth Ann. I'm actually rooming with her brother in my tent. And he was stupid enough to tell me that he is deathly afraid of raccoons. I was like, deathly afraid of raccoons. So much so, he put mothballs around the tent to keep raccoons
away.
out.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, being the wise man that he is, knows that a bag of Doritos will trump.
Is irresistible to trump the mothballs.
So when Brian pissed me off, I filled our entire tent with broken up Doritos.
And then conveniently left one of the zippers up just a little bit.
They were canvas tents. They had slots. They could. Oh, it was great. I'm sitting there, laying in bed in my sleeping bag, hearing Brian crying because there's 3 raccoons. One of them's on my chest. I'm like sitting here going, yeah. 3 years in a row, we were tent mates. And 3 years in a row, I brought Doritos.
Did they prefer the nacho cheese or the Cool Ranch? I gotta know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Back then, they hadn't come out with Cool Ranch yet.
Oh, okay. So
I will tell you,
raccoons and the OG Doritos. Huh? Okay.
Raccoons and Doritos. Oh, it is, and if you leave some of the Doritos like whole, you can sit there and listen to them chewing it. Chunk, 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 chunk. Chunk, 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 chunk. Scott, you're a fucking asshole. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Well, like you've seen ridiculousness, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Stilo is deathly afraid of raccoons. It freak him right out. And it's great to watch those clips. Like, they got thumbs, man. They got thumbs. That kind of when I went to Camp Wainoa, actually, down south of Greene, Ohio. They actually had captured a raccoon and had it in a little enclosure there for a little while. But I remember, this is nothing to do with raccoons. It just kind of reminds me of, we took all of our mattresses, drug them outside, got our sleeping bags and everything, and slept outside under the stars just because something different to do. And I remember waking up, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning, something like that. Kind of woke up, looked around, and there are 3 skunks just wandering amongst us. And I'm like, be very quiet. Do not disturb the stinky kitty.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So you got some more personal phobias, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
I've
I've got 2 left. I think you have 3. So
I
why
have
don't you?
3 left.
Okay. You go right ahead.
And I'm going to name them off kind of in order of, well, the first one, not so much. The second one, definitely bad. And then the third one is my ultimate. Yeah. All right. What are we on mine? Wait, I have 3 left. You have 2. I'm gonna do.
You are correct.
I'm gonna do my next one, which is not arachnophobia, but it is ophidiophobia, which is the fear of snakes.
Which I do not have.
I definitely have it. Yeah, I've got a couple of stories here. I work at a golf course, and our golf course in the spring is overridden by copperheads. Just
They are venomous,
not a snake that you want to grow up with.
and they're fairly aggressive, if I recall.
During the spring, they are, because that's their mating season. This is not why I have this phobia. I've had this phobia since I was about 2 years old.
Do tell.
Got bit by a garter snake.
They can be aggressive as crap too, and they musk on you. They smell horrible.
And that started this fear of snakes. I talked about working at a place called Turf Care when I was in Virginia Beach. And while I was at Turf Care, I was mowing the lawn one time, and I noticed one of my workers came running behind me. Lo and behold, a cottonmouth was chasing me through the yard.
Oh, and they're usually water snakes too. That's weird.
Well, Virginia Beach is right on the it's right on the coast. I mean, the ocean is 2 miles away.
They do like fresh water, like streams and rivers and ponds and stuff.
But you see, where I was mowing, it's in the middle of the swampy marshland. That's all
that's what they love.
Fresh water.
Yep, that's what they love.
I got scared a little bit. No, a lot. My coworker with a hoe cut his head off. And I was very interested in going and seeing what almost bit me. And the motherfucker tried to bite me again
With his head cut off.
with
Yeah.
his head cut off. I was
Zombie
like,
snakes.
Yeah. Now, 30 years later, I'm living here in Dallas. I walk out of my bathroom, walk out of my bedroom. I'm walking to the living room. There's a fucking snake. It was only like this big. The person I was living with at the time proceeded to tell me the next day, you were screaming like a little baby, telling the cats to get away from it. No, it was just a baby rat snake.
Yeah.
It couldn't hurt anything. But I have a huge phobia of snakes. I don't know why. I don't know what caused it. I don't know what started it. But when you hear my other two phobias that I have, they won't make sense either.
No, I mean, phobias, I guess, are called irrational fears. There's a lot of basis for the fears. I mean, snakes are to be avoided. That's a fight or flight response from way back in our history. You know, I mean, you're kind of genetically wired to avoid snakes because they can be dangerous, you know?
Well, living in Texas, there's a bigger fear. I mean, we have rattlesnakes, we have copperheads, we have water moccasins. If it's poisonous, it's here.
Yeah. And scorpions.
Yeah, don't have those as many here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. When Sandy and I lived in Austin, they were everywhere. I mean, it was, I was like, what do you mean I have to shake my towel out before I use it? But the fear of snakes, man, it's totally real. I can't stop it.
Like I say, I don't understand. Like the first time that I ever actually touched one, I was fascinated by them. I'd pick them up all the time. My mom and I went, let's see, this must have been right after my parents' divorce. So like maybe 1975, we went and took a long road trip we went into Florida a little bit. We went to the Okefenokee Swamp.
Okay.
And it was, I'm assuming it still is. It's a really cool place. They got alligators the size of Volkswagens. You know, they'll take you on this little thing through the swamps and you'll see all sorts of cool shit. But they had you went inside this little tiny auditorium and they would show the different animals that lived in the swamp. And at one point they brought out a bunch of snakes, and they were all rat snakes. There was a yellow one, a red one, and a brown one. And they invited people to come up and touch them and hold them and everything. So I was fine with them. So I went up, and my mom actually was holding the yellow one. I think I was holding the brown one. I was holding it in one hand, and I kind of had my other hand up here. I look over at her, and I look back, and this thing reaches out and grabs at my finger, and I just pull my finger away. You know, I didn't even feel the fact that the thing had actually bit me and I was bleeding. And the guy running the show is freaking out, thinking that I'm going to freak out. And I'm like, nah, bit me. Here, you can have him back. You know, he's like, oh, thank God we're not getting sued. Fuck. You know, it was just like, hey, I didn't even feel him bite me. I'm like, oh, I'm bleeding a little bit, whatever. And living in East Akron, I'd be mowing the lawn. There was garter snakes all over the place. I'd pick them up, I'd move them. Actually, at work, one got into our delivery bay, and he was pissed off. Like there was no picking him up because he was gonna bite the crap out of you. And so I got one of those like you get the broom dustbin thingies that I just scooped them up and took them out in the field. It's like I don't know. They've never bothered me. I've always found them fascinating. So, but I get why people are freaked out because they they got the weird eyes, they got the weird mouth, they smell with their tongue. Whole Adam and Eve thing. I get it.
Okay. Growing up in Ohio, we had a snake in Ohio called the blue racer, and non-venomous snake, but
Fast.
it was fast and it had curved teeth. And I remember my father, when I was growing up, always telling me, oh, you know what? If it doesn't have the triangle head, you'll be okay. If it bites you, it's not going to hurt you. I got bit by a blue racer, and it hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, if they latch on and they start grinding, it hurts. Yeah.
And I think ever since then, I was scared of snakes. But I had I have nightmares about being in bed with snakes. And I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yep.
All right, sir, what's your next phobia?
Apophobia, fear of bees and stings. And this was
really
I don't much have it anymore, but for a long, long time, and I can't say I don't have it. I see bees and wasps and stuff, and I'm pretty freaked out. I will swat at them and try and knock them out of the air. But at a very young age, I got stung. I was like probably preschool age. I got stung in that little web between your first and second finger. And when you're that young and you get stung right there, it's pretty traumatizing. So that one stuck with me for quite a long time. But like I said, it's like even nowadays, I'm like, if it's a honeybee, I'm pretty cool. Like they can buzz around me and I'm like, just stand real still, don't hurt the bee and everything. If it's a wasp or a horn or anything, I'll do everything I can to smack the shit out of those things and get them away from me, because wasps and yellow jackets are just assholes. They don't serve any purpose in this world. So
okay,
that is yeah. And unfortunately, I've never encountered like a larger group of them or like ran over although we did have we had something burrowing in our yard at the old house. It was either it had to be like yellow jackets or something like that. We had a nest of yellow jackets. I waited one night till it was really cold out at night and dark, and poured like a good amount of gasoline down that hole and lit it on fire. Just messed them up.
I just noticed that I have to add another phobia.
Uh-oh. What you got?
Merinthrophobia. Merinthrophobia. MERINTHO phobia.
What is that one?
It is the extreme and overwhelming fear of being bound or tied up.
You'd make a horrible sub.
Yeah, I would. I have nightmares about this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, the next three that you hear, you'll sit back and you'll be like, oh, they all kind of go together.
A little hand in hand action.
Yeah. I'm not afraid. Okay. Don't take that as a fear of dying, because I'm not afraid to die. I wish it would come sooner than it is.
I embrace it. I welcome it.
I've done everything in my life that I wanted to do. This is all just gravy now. And but the fear of, yeah, if I were to get arrested now,
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question.
there would be a problem. There would be a huge problem because I have a huge fear of being tied up or
Restrained.
And I don't know what caused it. I don't know when it started. Actually, the next 3 phobias I have are the same. I don't know when it started because one of them I did a job for years and I don't know how I did it with this phobia. Anyways, being restrained, being taped, being taped to a wall or something like that. Like I tried one of those Velcro suits.
Mm-hmm.
Worst experience of my life.
Oh my.
When I hit that wall and couldn't get off on my own, I started to flip out. Just, yeah. Don't.
Being immobilized is no bueno.
No. Oh, God. Could you imagine if I became paralyzed?
Ugh.
I would go nuts in my own mind. Oh, wait. I'm already there. Hey, I forgot to start our timer. Why didn't you remind me of that?
It's kind of halfway started. I thought it was rolling. I didn't even look up at it. Oh well, whatever. We ain't gonna make it that long anyway.
Probably not. All right, sir. What's your next one?
My next and last one. It's one or the other. I was having trouble with it. Entomophobia or ear acnophobia is a fear of insects in ears. And this
Okay.
came from, I would go visit my grandparents in West Virginia, and they had a garden down the hill from where they lived. And we would go there, and these gnats would fly into my ears. Little tiny gnats would fly into my ear, and they would land on my eardrum and get stuck. I'm assuming, I probably had a little wax, or they would get stuck there and beat against my eardrum, and like it sounded like a B-52 bomber going overhead with these things beating against my eardrums. It's like it every freaking time I went down there. Like it got to the point where after the third, and they would have to take me up to the house, lay me on my side, float alcohol in my ear to float these things out of my ear and get them out. After like the third time of that stuff, I just wore earplugs down there. But like anytime anything, mosquitoes, any buzzing near my ear, and I'm flipping out. I'm like, I'm dodging, I'm ducking. It's like being in the movie Dodgeball. It's bad. And the thing, and the bees kind of get into that too, because if they come too close to my ears, that's when I truly freak out. And I'm just like you see people walk through a cobweb and just freak out for, you look at them, they're freaking out for no reason. That's me with anything buzzing near my ear. So that's my last, and that's still to this day. I cannot stand anything buzzing near my ear. I freak right out. Yeah.
I grew up in Medina, Ohio, which is the home to the AI Root factory, which makes candles. So AI Root was a beekeeper. So I got stung a lot in my hometown. The bees don't bother me. The stinging don't bother me. The fear of something getting trapped in my ear.
So you got the same thing I got.
And thank you, TikTok, for having these videos of doctors pulling shit out of people's ears.
Oh, dude, man. All those Indian doctors pulling like, oh, yeah.
Bugs.
No.
I mean, big
No.
bugs. No, can't do it. Can't do it.
I mean, a close second on my list might be like, what are those one larvae that bury under your skin and get huge and they have to pull them out? Botfly
Bot
larva?
flies.
Yeah, that could probably be on my list too, man. Those things just freak me out. Although as much, but the flip side is I love pimple popping, so I don't. I don't know. I having something live under my skin, not going to happen. There's probably a phobia for
Fucking
things
bot
living under your
flies.
skin. Yeah, no.
I had a cat that I brought home from Arkansas that was full of
Oh,
botfly larva. And oh my God, it was nasty.
One of the hardest parts of getting older is feeling like something's off in your body, but not knowing exactly what. It's not just aging, it's often your hormones too. When they fall out of balance, everything feels off. But here's the good news. This doesn't have to be the story of your next chapter. Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth is an herbal formula made with science-backed ingredients designed to fine-tune your hormones by balancing estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and even stress hormones like cortisol. It helps with common issues such as hot flashes, poor sleep, low energy, bloating, and more. With over 40,000 reviews and a bottle sold every 24 seconds, the results speak for themselves. A survey found 86% of women lost weight, 77% saw an improved mood, and 100% felt like themselves again. Start your next chapter feeling balanced and in control. For a limited time, get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com with code NEXTCHAPTER at checkout. Visit happymammoth.com today and get your old self back naturally.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
All right, my next one. I have two left, people. Claustrophobia.
claustrophobia or claustrophobia?
Claustrophobia.
Fear of small places.
Fear of small places. I don't
And you
know.
worked on a ship. How the hell did you do that?
Don't know. Don't know. I have nightmares about it now. And honestly, the nightmares are more based on theater shit that I did. Having to crawl under stages to run wiring and stuff like that. And it's not really the fear of the small space. It's the fear of
You're
getting
trapped.
stuck in that small space.
Which then leads into the fear of being incapacitated.
Right. Restrained.
Yes.
It's the fear of getting trapped. And the last time I felt it, I was working at the Dallas Theater Center. We had the Kalita Humphreys Theater, which was Frank Lloyd Wright building. And the stage was a turntable.
Interesting.
Inside of that turntable was outlets that you would use to hook up different electrical, electrified stuff on the stage.
Okay.
So you had to crawl inside of the stage and crawl around tiny space to get shit plugged in. Actually,
Lovely.
it was the coolest turntable ever because they actually took the turret out of a destroyer and
Like
used
the thing that moves the gun around
Yeah.
in its axis.
yeah,
No
and
shit.
used that to make the turntable. Coolest thing I've ever seen. I mean, when I went down there, while I was scared, it was still kind of cool to see a 1945
Destroyer turret running
destroyer
your theater.
turret running my turntable. So, yeah, that was claustrophobia, and I are not good friends. But that also goes into my fear of darkness, which I'll fall asleep and I'll have a dream that I'm just in black, and
geez.
I have to wake myself up.
That's another one that's never bothered me for some reason. I've always found it fascinating that like blind people can just get along in the world with just hearing things and feeling things. And I've often like just closed my eyes and like listened to like rooms, and like, you know, you can almost hear when you get near something like a wall or something, and you have this dead sound next to you. You can almost tell that you're near a wall or near something because of the way that the acoustics change and everything. So that one's never bothered me for some reason.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I came across another weird one.
Yeah.
Kinemortophobia. Kinemorto phobia. Fear of zombies.
I have no fear of zombies.
Nah.
None whatsoever. None. I love zombies. Zombieland is one of my favorite movies.
Oh dear God, that's a great flick. Fear of shellfish.
Who has a fear of shellfish?
I would assume the person that the first time they ate shellfish that was bad and they got sick from it, probably at that point.
So my last phobia, acrophobia.
Really? Fear of heights.
Huge fear of heights.
How the hell did you live with that job?
I haven't figured that out yet. It would take, okay. Where was I doing a show at? I was doing a show at the Dallas Convention Center, and it was in their big main space, and the ceiling was 65 feet in the air.
Okay.
So I'm in a man lift, and I go up, and it takes me literally 15 minutes to finally calm down to the point of where I can hang a light.
Wow.
Oh, it gets worse than that. EJ Thomas Hall.
Yeah.
The grid is 98 feet above the stage floor. And the only way to get to the grid is a ladder attached to the back wall. Takes most people about 5 minutes to climb that ladder all the way up 98 feet. Took me 2.5 hours. And the minute that I got up there, even knowing that the space in between the I-beams was only 2 inches and I couldn't fall through, it took me forever to walk across it.
I'm the opposite way, man. Like heights of like one of my first days at Akron U, we marched on over to EJ. They put me up. They had an A-frame ladder. So you got the A-frame and then the center part that goes up, and it was extended to its max. And I'm sitting on the top rung with one foot kind of crossed under the other, like my feet are kind of like, figure eight crossed over one of the rungs below me. And this thing is on 4 wheels. And they're wheeling me around the stage. And like when you stopped, like the ladder, it had some give to it. So the top part of the A-frame would just sway a little bit this way. You have to just have to wait until it stopped, and you adjust the light. You're like, okay, move me, and they move me, and this thing would sway the other. It didn't bother me a damn bit. I heights have never, and I don't know why. It's like I'm not afraid of falling. I mean, the sudden stop at the end is going to suck a lot, but the whole falling thing never bugged me. I don't know why. You're pointing at your microphone. I don't understand what you want. What do you want from me?
So I was at Virginia Stage Company and we were doing a show. Set everything up. It's a hemp house. So in a hemp house, you're hanging your pipes. There's no grid. There's no nothing.
Civic 3, there is a hemp house too, right?
Yeah. It's you are basically building everything. Well, we built the show and realized afterwards that the trim height for the lights was too far above what the genie lift could reach.
Oh, God.
So they hung a curtain track and basically put me in a harness.
Fuck.
Afraid of heights.
But I was being strapped in.
But I was the lightest guy that they had. Up 40 feet in the air. With just 2 guys holding me.
Oh, God. You're gesturing. What are you asking of me? What do you need? What do you want? I can't read. Oh, God, I can't still get.
So I'm up in the air. That was just passed to me.
Did we go to Sam's Club and get toilet paper?
Sorry. Don't get paid till Thursday. Fucking do like the Hindus do and wash it.
My grandfather used to, and I have no idea if this is a true story, used to tell me that when they were in basic training, they'd go out on maneuvers for like a week and they would give them 7 squares of toilet paper.
Yes.
And they're like, what do you do with 7 squares of toilet paper? So you pull off 1 square, and when you take a shit, you wipe everything. You stick your finger up through 1 square and you wipe your ass, and then you use the toilet square to back off your finger and wipe your finger off.
Okay. You have it semi right.
Jesus.
Let me explain this to you. And this was taught to me in Boy Scouts. Pretend that this here, let me turn my background off so that you can watch everything that's going on. All right, sir. Pretend that this envelope is a piece of toilet paper, okay?
One square.
Here. One
There you go.
square.
Perfect.
Right there. What you do with this one square, like I said, taught this in Boy Scouts, is you take this one square and you fold it in half. Okay?
Okay.
Now fold it in half again. Okay?
Okay. And rip off that little corner
See
right
that
there.
little corner right there? Rip
Gives you
this
just
off.
just enough room to stick your finger up through the hole in the center of the square.
Now open this up and you have the hole. Stick your finger through. Wipe your butt. Then what you do is you take this piece and you fold it around and you pull this off. And that cleans the finger. Now, this little corner that you had saved,
For your fingernail?
open this up and clean out that fingernail underneath. And this is how you save toilet paper in Boy Scouts.
Oy. If you're in India, you just don't even bother.
That's what a bidet's for. I want a bidet.
I'm seriously thinking about it. First, I have to get the nicer toilet installed, and then I might spring for one. I don't know.
I'm all about it. I am all about it. Sing would definitely be into that.
Take a shit every day.
Self-help Sing will definitely help us out. So anyways, that was my last phobia, my friend. And it's a doozy doing the job that I do or did. Years of climbing rope ladders to get on top of truss that's 40, 50 feet above a stage floor. Oh, don't know how I did it, but I did it. Every time I got into a genie lift, I went, I have to get over my fears. I have to get over my fears.
Well, it's kind of weird because, like, once a year at work, we have the big wigs from Michigan come down and inspect the store, and our ceiling, it's a really super tall ceiling, but it's also a drop ceiling, and every now and then there's like little water droplets that come through and discolor the ceiling tiles, right? So they rent a scissor lift, the kind that's like, motorized and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the guy that has to go up on this thing, wind through the dealership, not hitting cars or desks, taking it all the way up, 40 feet up into the air to spray paint these damn tiles with some bin so that it looks nice for the bigwigs coming in. It's like, okay, I'm more worried about hitting cars than I am about being up in the air. I just, it is weird because, like, it's this joystick controller that, like, you have a thumb button to, like, move the tires, the direction of the tires, and it's like playing a fucking video game. It's really bizarre.
Been in them many a times.
Yeah.
As
loud. Oh my god, they're so loud.
I was at the Irving Arts Center, and we had a group that comes in and does acrobatic stuff, and they called me up because I was one of the few master riggers that worked there, and they didn't have any master riggers. They were like, hey, you've got to come and set up all this circus shit. And so I went over there, and all of a sudden I look up and it's like, that's 40 fucking feet in the air. How the fuck am I? Wait, what? Scissor lift.
Yeah.
Thanks. go up, 20 minutes of shaking until I finally went, okay, just fucking do it.
The quicker I do it, the quicker I'm on the ground.
I don't know how I did my job. Really don't. Anyways, that's all the phobias we have, people.
Yeah.
And we got some Shaka Khan right now. Shaka.
Nice. Is this how I feel for you?
Yes. You know, I think I explained this once. I lit her once
Oh, nice.
at a show in Dallas for the Dallas Urban League. And I set up this gorgeous lighting rig. I had red, blue, green. This was before LEDs. So Parkans. Red, blue, green, purple, white, and a like a lime. And 5 minutes before the show, her manager comes up to me and goes, you can't use the color red. You can't use the color green. And we really want you to kind of hold off on the color of blue. I went, that's the 3 primary colors of light. What the fuck do you want me to use? White? Well, do your best.
But you do understand, and this is not a racist statement by any stretch of the imagination. When you light Caucasians, straw and blue, actually straw color does more for their complexion than anything. When you light African American, blue is a much, much better accent color for dark-skinned individuals on stage.
Blue
So
and
if you're
blue and green are great colors to use with
dark-skinned people,
dark-skinned people.
complected people, yeah.
If they're light-skinned, I tend to avoid the greens. Makes them look sick.
Yep.
But yeah, it was weird for me because that was the first concert I ever did where I didn't get a list ahead of time. I mean, because I could have picked other colors, and like halfway through the show, I just went, fuck it, I'm doing what I want. Blast her with green, make her pissed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. This is the Davis and Davis Show. Go to davisanddavisshow.com for all of your information about any show that we do. We also list all of our podcasts there. And Burke will die about 15 times on that website.
Mm-hmm. You could also go to the davisanddavisshow.com and pick up some cool merchandise, because everybody, and I mean everybody, wants to have Scott's face on their back.
I think I'm going to do underwear next. Yeah. Because
you are
everyone wants Scott's face on their ass.
There's a certain symmetry there.
It's just, yeah, it works well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. I hope you had a good time with Fears and Phobias.
Leave a comment if you got something we missed.
We're like 6 shows ahead of schedule. Then this show will not come out until freaking June.
Oh God, what the heck? We've never been ahead. What the hell's going on?
MASH.
Oh, what was it, like 4 episodes?
4 episodes.
Oh my God. It was a lot, man. I mean, it's such a great stuff. It was great to talk about.
I am so sorry, people, for you having to listen to MASH for 2 weeks straight. But I edited the show, and I'll tell you what, There's a lot of information. It was a fun show.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Totally forget what the show was after that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Oh
might
wait,
have
it was top artists of Ohio. That actually.
Oh yeah,
that actually was a great show to edit.
that was fun.
That was actually a fun show. We have fun shows, people. Listen more often.
Tell your friends. Tell your family. No, just tell your friends.
Just
Tell your enemies. I don't care.
I'm telling you right now, this podcast is
The best
podcast ever. Only people from the first season are going to understand that, but that's okay. You can go back and listen. All right, people, we're going to take off. Have a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That doesn't leave much.
Yeah, thanks.
Nah. All right, guys. You have a great week. Have a great weekend.
Good night, everyone.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.